Rosanna Pansino does not seem to be stopping anytime soon, you guys. YouTuber Rosanna Pansino is calling for MrBeast to cease and desist from using her face in promotional materials for his line, Feastables, and she even publicly called him a you guys. Oh yeah, we're only one day into 2025 and it's already looking a mess. Rosanna Pansino is a longtime YouTuber who's been an outspoken critic towards MrBeast for over a year now. It all started in 2023 when she accused Jimmy of editing her out of his Creator Games video to make her performance in the competition seem worse than it was. Since then, she's continued to go on a tirade calling out MrBeast on a regular basis on her YouTube, on her Twitter, raising awareness about who he truly is behind the MrBeast mask, even claiming that she had reported him to the FBI after supposedly discovering disturbing text messages between Jimmy and former employees. And get this, now she's calling for Jimmy to stop using her image in promotional materials for his chocolate line. Yeah, Rosanna found out that MrBeast was using her image in one of the most random ways ever after scanning the QR code on the back of the chocolate bar, only to find a gif of herself that he's supposedly using as a marketing tactic. Obviously, Rosanna was not here for it, and she went off on him on social media. This all stemmed from Rosanna's recent YouTube video titled Ranking Every YouTuber Food. In the video, she included her reviewing MrBeast's chocolate bar, since regardless of the controversy that MrBeast is embroiled in right now, we can admit that his chocolate bar is pretty popular, since he's the most popular YouTuber in the world essentially. Well, Rosanna ends up revealing in this video that her team was constantly telling her to scan the QR code on the back of this chocolate bar because boy was she gonna be in for a surprise, and not the good kind of surprise. I mean, I'm gonna be honest and say I did not expect someone like Rosanna to ever cuss on camera, but she ended up calling MrBeast the B word. Judging off of her content and the type of content she posts, she does seem like the type of YouTuber that's very PG, family friendly, but I guess not when it comes to putting Jimmy in his place.
My team is telling me I should scan the QR code on the back. No. Are you kidding? When you scan it, he's using my GIF? Seriously, Jimmy, cease and desist, bitch. You need to quit. That is just disgusting. I don't want my face anywhere near anything you are promoting. Wouldn't feed it to a pig.
After learning about the use of her GIF in Feastables' promotional campaign, Rosanna publicly condemned the move on Twitter, and she gained a lot of support for this. She expressed her frustration on Twitter, calling on MrBeast to stop using her image without her consent. She put out this public tweet saying, "So apparently MrBeast is using my face without permission, and has been for months. When you scan the QR code on the back of a Feastables chocolate bar. For the record, I want absolutely nothing to do with his cheap garbage." Rosanna's post garnered quite a bit of discourse on social media, with some viewers saying they smell a lawsuit, while others were questioning what recourse Rosanna actually has, since the GIF is public material at the end of the day. Here were some of the comments under her post. Is there anything legal you can do about someone using a public GIF that you or community uploaded yourself? And this person made an interesting comment talking about the whole Markiplier situation that happened a while back. Markiplier did tell Steve Madden to take down an ad that used a meme that used his face. I think they did pay a small fine. I think not too sure. They might have just did a don't ever do this again kind of thing. This person said, "This is actually crazy. Gotta be intentional too, right? There's just no way." It absolutely is intentional. She's been standing on his neck for a long time and she's not letting up. Draven said, "Since it is using your likeness and face on their package, shouldn't you be getting some royalties? That sounds like another lawsuit for the crypto boys. Take him down. He has some nerve and should be sued for it. Like, what is the excuse that he's gonna give?" Which makes sense. I mean, this is very random and seems very intentional. I just don't get the reasoning behind this. Like, why would MrBeast have a GIF of Rosanna Pansino, of all people, on the back of his chocolate bar? It's just so weird. Like, I actually don't get it. Is he trying to make fun of her? Like, it makes no sense. According to business lawyer Helen Sedgwick, using anyone's image for commercial purposes violates that person's right to publicity, and offenders could be fined for damages, although she admits that the line between commercial and non-commercial is fuzzy. Thus far, MrBeast has yet to respond to Rosanna's post about him, but Rosanna Pansino has not been backing down on being on MrBeast's ass about this whole Beast Games fiasco. She went on to put out this tweet replying to a report on the Ontario Labour Ministry investigating an industrial accident that happened on the set of the Beast Games in Toronto. Toronto. According to the ministry, MrBeast's show Beast Games is under investigation now after a piece of wood allegedly fell on a crew member. According to the ministry, a worker was injured. A 6-foot by 6-foot piece of the exterior of the tower fell on a crew member while the set was being packed away. Rosanna replied, sharing this to her followers to show people, being like, "This is the real MrBeast, not this kid-friendly YouTuber he makes himself out to be on YouTube." The Ontario government is now investigating one of the injuries on the set of Beast Games after a crew member was severely injured. Odd that none of his behind-the-scenes footage included this injury or any of the other injuries. Looks like more information is coming. And she's just been continuing to raise awareness on the ongoing investigations pertaining to MrBeast's alleged unethical business practices and him as a leader, where it was being reported, and still is, that production staff that worked on MrBeast's Amazon Prime game show Beast Games have called for him to be blacklisted. They reported several health and safety concerns, including mishandling of belongings and lack of immediate medical care for some contestants, and MrBeast producers reportedly threatening to fire the Beast Games staff for not wanting to clean poop. I mean, you guys. Now, the filming of Beast Games spanned 2 major locations, which was Las Vegas, Nevada, and Toronto, Canada. I'm gonna read the Ontario report more in detail for you guys. It says, Ontario's Labour Ministry is investigating an industrial accident on the Toronto set of Beast Games, the newly released Prime Video competition series from YouTube star MrBeast. The ministry says a worker was injured by falling wood on September 11th on the set, a miniature village constructed for the show on the grounds of the former Downsview Airport. The Labour Ministry did not share the extent of the person's injuries, citing the ongoing investigation, but it says the employers, Blink 49 Studios and Manhattan Beach Studios, were each issued a requirement. A ministry spokesperson did not say what that was. And just for more context regarding the severity of the gruesome claims being made by the staff, Latin Times also reported News 3 spoke to nearly 24 staff members who revealed details of the production's unabated chaos and the safety concerns that quickly surfaced. Several employees pointed to a lack of professional planning. One contestant wrangler, Rick, said, "I think the biggest part of that was the communication was terrible." Another contestant wrangler, Hannah, claimed call sheets that informed production workers of the schedule and who to contact for what were not available. "I felt so unprofessional," said Hannah, whose job was to direct contestants and answer questions she often couldn't find an answer to. Mona, one of the medics, was told by producers that Donaldson doesn't believe in schedules and instead does it when he feels like he's ready. Contestant wrangler Kara described an unpleasant consequence of the massive event's poor planning. "We had a guy come up to us with his sleeping bag, and his sleeping bag was covered in excrement," she said. "There were about a dozen portable restrooms in the stadium field where all 2,000 contestants were confined during the day and rested in their show-provided sleeping bags. The contestant with the excrement-covered bag had slept near one of the portable restrooms." And there was also an extensive discussion about this Ontario investigation report over on Reddit. You had people saying things like, "I just know that one day there is going to be a documentary all about MrBeast and his empire. I really want to hear all the behind-the-scenes stories from those working closest to him." The trick is to accumulate enough money and power to insulate yourself before the allegations come out in full. In the game of a-holes, you either win or you end up in prison. The complaints are already happening about him. Nothing new. I worked on this set for one day. Nothing bad happened the day I was there, but I know for a fact that there was more than one injury. Ministry of Labor should have been there as soon as that stupid project started. I had some friends work on this set, heard about the accident, sad someone fairly young and new to the industry get severely hurt. Just so you know, the major Toronto Technical Film Union prohibited its members from working on this production due to safety and other concerns, so warning signs were there before production began here. I am not privy to specifics. This person replied, "Yeah, but there's way more to that. The union usually scoffs at reality and lifestyle TV, but since this one was big budget, they put up a stink. It has its issues for sure, but the fact it was non-union isn't it. It was a non-union project. The pay was $500 per session for the performers, and you could get hurt or disfigured without compensation, and you get no residuals. Sadly, a lot of bigger productions are going that route to underpay the performers and crew. I can't believe they still went ahead and aired this show. It's borderline unwatchable anyway. Genuine garbage. I am ashamed to say we gave it a chance and threw on the first couple episodes. Could barely make it through. I was wondering why those poor contestants had to eat pizza. This is the real issue. The ministry should be investigating. Cruel and unusual punishment." But anyways, guys, guys, this has been Rosanna Pansino speaking out against MrBeast once again and calling him out and calling him the B word publicly to millions of people for using her and his products. Do you guys think MrBeast had a deeper meaning behind this? Was he trying to shade Rosanna with this, or what do you think could be the reason MrBeast did this? But again, Rosanna has been coming at his neck for a year now, so maybe there is something bigger behind all of this. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments down below though. I'd love to know your thoughts. I love you guys so much, and as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.